Hey, how you doing tonight? Just wanted to pop on here and in light of the Super Bowl. Is this thing working? Okay, good deal. Yeah, I just wanted to pop on here in light of the Super Bowl because I noticed, yet again, we all have something new to all argue about. Isn't that great? So, let's talk about it. We are so divided now that we have to have two separate halftime shows. How about that? We can't even sit in the same room together anymore. We all have to go into our separate little bubble, our little echo chamber of comfort in order to get through the night. And it seems like there's only really two major opinions circulating. Did you watch the Bad Bunny one or the Kid Rock one? Well, I'm here to introduce a third option. That they both sucked, and they had no artistic value of any kind. Only served to divide and conquer us yet again. It's kind of like a tennis match at this point, isn't it? Instead of tennis balls, they're skulls. We keep batting around back and forth across the country. I mean, have you noticed how the modern world is like a reality TV show now? Where producers keep whispering in your ear. Okay, now pick a side. Alright, now hate the other side. Okay, now pretend like you always hated them. Now post about it like it's your personality and your life depends on it. And I'm like, man, I didn't come here on the internet to be a colored jersey. I came here to be a human being and figure things out. Because here's the scam. It's not two sides. It's two recruiting stations. Red says, join us, or you're evil. Blue says, join us, or you're evil. And both are like, also, can you please light yourself on fire to prove you're loyal? Could you get on your knees for us and just let us know how much you really care and how moral you actually are? And if you don't join, ooh, well, you become this mythical creature, this third thing, the centrist, the fence sitter, the traitor, you're part of the problem. And I used to be offended by that. But now I'm like, yeah, that's accurate. I am a problem for the machine, for this rotten system that we all find ourselves in. Because I don't accept the loyalty test. I don't get on my knees for anybody, for anything. When I was a kid, I used to play this Star Wars game called Knights of the Old Republic. I could never pick light or dark. I always ended up right in the middle. Like some force-using Switzerland with a lightsaber. I had force healing and force lightning. which is hilarious because it's like the universe wrote my personality as an RPG build. My character was basically, I'll save you, and I'll also electrocute a demon in the face if it fucks with me. That's not indecision. It's integration. And that's something that many of us today don't know how to do. We call it fence sitting. We call it being a traitor. But really, it enables you to win the game by seeing both sides. By seeing the yin and the yang and not choosing one or the other. If the sun was up all the time, we would burn up. If the sun was down all the time, we would freeze. We need the rotation of light and dark. And the same is true politically. We need the red and we need the blue. This is I refuse to amputate half of my soul to join your team. And it turns out that is a whole play style that you can do in life. It wasn't just a game choice. It was a rehearsal. Because life eventually hands you situations where the real question isn't which side are you on. The real question is, where does your nature produce the most life? Not who agrees with me, not who praises me, not who will clap. Life. Life is the scoreboard. And if life is the scoreboard, then a lot of things that we do are literal suicide rituals with better branding. So let me propose something here. There are places, people, and systems that don't want love. They want control. They don't want connection. They want you to orbit them. They don't want the truth. They want compliance. And the weapon that they use are stories. Stories about you, stories about me. Made up stories. They tell a story where you are the villain if you don't play your assigned role. They recruit you with guilt. They leash you with reputation. They threaten you with, what will people think if you have that opinion? Won't you lose your job? And a lot of us, we keep going back to the arena like, okay, wait, if I just explain it right. No. You cannot out-logic a court that isn't trying to find the truth. You're not in a conversation any longer. You are in a trial. And the verdict, it's already decided. So the move isn't win the trial. The move is exit the courthouse of crazy people. And I'll tell you what exiting looks like. Because it's not this big dramatic thing like, I hate you forever. No. A dignified exit is way scarier than any fight. Because it's calm. I'm not negotiating with guilt. Not doing it. It's, I release your made up verdict of me. You can have it. I don't care about it. It's, you can tell whatever story you want. I'm leaving. And here's the hard part. Exiting doesn't just make you free. It also reveals something. When you remove yourself, the system loses a scapegoat. And it has to pick a new one. Somebody that'll play the game. Somebody that cares what other people think. So if you're the person leaving, you have to accept they might smear you. They might rewrite you totally. They might recruit other people to misunderstand you. And if you try to chase down every rumor, you just built them a leash out of your nervous system. So the true exit is when you can say, they can't write me out of my life. Now, here's where people get scared. They go, if I leave, won't I become bitter? That's the fork in the road. Because bitterness is what happens when part of you still wants their approval. Bitterness is the emotional receipt you keep trying to submit to the universe. Excuse me, I was wronged. Please validate. But there's another way. You can leave without hatred. You can leave with grief for sure, but not hatred. Because hatred keeps you connected. Hatred is still attachment. The opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love is freedom. So the real question becomes, how do you become free without being cold? And the answer is a concept I've been obsessed with lately. Containers. Containers. Most people don't need opinions. Or more opinions, like piled on top of them like the internet does. We don't need all these opinions. What we need are containers where we can be human again. Instead of pointing fingers. Like a room, a ritual, a set of rules, a conversation format, a place to bring their nervous system back down away from the propaganda. Because right now, society is basically one big open tab panic attack with 5 different YouTube songs playing, and you don't know where they're coming from. So what do? We build harbors. Harbors are places the storms can't rule. Harbors aren't perfect. They're just safe enough to repair the ship. And then get back out to sea and do what you got to do with your life. Safe enough to talk without becoming enemies. Safe enough to disagree with without becoming monsters. And that is the third side I'm talking about. It's not neutral. It's not a political position. It's a civilizational skill. It's the ability to say, I'm not joining your death cult. I'm not dehumanizing strangers for dopamine. I'm not sacrificing love for belonging. I'm going to build something that produces life. So, I'll leave you with a simple 3-edged table. 3 rules. If you can remember these, you can navigate almost anything. Number 1, reality. No self-deception. No propaganda. No pretending. Be able to look at yourself alone in front of the mirror and know what the truth is, and know when you're being possessed by a narrative that somebody else made. Number 2, dignity. Dignity. No humiliation. No dehumanizing other people with different opinions. No becoming the monster to defeat the monster. Number 3, forward motion. One step, one action, one build. Keep it simple. Because if you have reality and dignity, but no action, you get depression. If you have action and reality, but no dignity, that's tyranny. If you have dignity and action, but no reality, brother, you're in a cult. Reality, dignity, forward motion. That's the third side. That's my force build. Heal what can be healed. Strike what's predatory. Refuse the loyalty test. And don't get on your knees for anything or anyone. And if you're standing at your own horizon right now, leaving a dark, dark place behind you, wondering what you throw away and what you keep, here's an answer. Keep what produces life. Drop what demands your self-erasure. And walk. And walk. And walk. Because a harbor doesn't appear by wishing. It appears by building and working together. All right. That's my 2 cents. You all have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you.